Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Behind the Diagnosis podcast. Today, we have a very, very special guest. We have Connor over here, all the way from Perth, who's here to share his story living with cerebral palsy. So, Connor, how are you today?
Good. It's good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad.
Right.
And I've had a long chat with Connor before. He's got a really inspiring story, to be honest. And I just want to start off by explaining to everyone, or well, maybe it's better if you explain what is cerebral palsy for the
Yeah.
general audience to understand.
Yeah.
And what do you know about it?
So I guess cerebral palsy, in the most simplest form, it's a neuromuscular type of disability, or I guess it's a result of like an injury at birth, so to speak, and it affects your central nervous system, so your brain, spinal cord, and the signals it sends to your peripheral nervous system, so your muscles and all those nerves and neurons firing there. It varies from person to person. So for me, I have cerebral palsy left hemiplegia, meaning it affects my left side of my body. Um, and then from there, there's other, I guess, subcategories of that as well. So there's, so you've got like some that affect all four limbs, some that affect three limbs, some only affect one. And then like the range of impact that has as well on people's daily living as well, like changes.
Yeah. Just for context, everybody, Connor is a physiotherapist, so he's very scientific
Exercise
explanations,
physiologist.
very detailed.
That's right.
But I guess for someone who has no idea, what does it look like day to day for you living with cerebral palsy?
Oh, to be honest, it's kind of just normal. So like, I don't know any different. So, I get up, I go like get ready for training most mornings or afternoons, and then I would go to work and you know do whatever I do after work, whether it's going to the gym, training jiu-jitsu, or hang out with mates. Like, I basically live like a normal life. I think there's just like a few things I need to adapt with like my day-to-day activities, but I guess because I've done it since I was born, like I
Yeah.
don't know any different. And yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is the misconception, I think, with cerebral palsy is cerebral palsy is that brain injury that changes your muscle movements. But there's this thought that it means every single person is the same, unable to communicate. And I think that even I, to be honest, before I studied it, I didn't really understand that it is really a spectrum. And there's people
Yeah.
who are living their lives completely normally almost with cerebral palsy.
Yeah, it's really interesting, especially like from like having my like own experience with cerebral palsy, but then also working as an exercise physiologist with
Mm.
people with disability at the moment, and a lot with CP, and how their presentation is so different to mine, and their experiences are so different, and what they feel, what they can do, what they find is a little bit difficult. So it's really cool, and eye-opening as well. And as much as I may have like my own experiences and um, ideologies around like training people with CP, it all comes down to the individual person and what they want to get out of it, what their interests are, and yeah, what
Yeah.
um, yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely. And so you said it was your left side that's more
Yes.
affected. Yep.
Yeah.
And so what does it look like? What does your left side do that's slightly different to your right?
I guess I'll just show it to the camera. So this is my left hand here. So I've lost a lot of, well, I haven't lost it, it's mainly because I haven't really had it. This is fine motor skills in that left hand. So if it's like grasping at like a knife and fork, or I'm trying to think of just easy things to describe. So like even buttoning up a shirt, I'll use all my right hand. Um, and yeah, even just like, I don't know, carrying things, I'm more towards my right side, or just only carry things with my right hand if they're difficult. Um, and then on my left leg, um, so I'm quite mobile, but like there's a lot of like foot drop is probably the easiest way to describe it. When I'm
Yeah.
walking, there's like when I'm more fatigued, I'll end up just like stumbling over my feet a little bit.
Yeah, yep.
But it's like a slight limp, if anything. But yeah, it does like impact a bit of strength, and then mobility as well is a little bit
Yeah.
compromised. Like it's not as noticeable when I'm walking or anything like that, but like when I'm doing sport and that, I definitely do notice that a little bit more.
Yeah, but it's so fascinating that your sort of first response is, "Oh, I've just lived that way. It doesn't really affect my life." Whereas
Yeah.
if I sit here and think about my left side of my body not being completely the same as my right, I would think,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's very inconvenient." But for you, it's just that's just the way life has been, and
Yeah.
you've sort of adapted around it.
Yeah, definitely. Like I think it would be much hard. I think maybe this is just my perception on it, but if I had like if CB happened to me at this like at the age of 29, like I think it would be harder for me to deal with than, having it your whole life. And then
Yeah.
you just learn like that's like a part, like a small part of you and what you have to do to just get by and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I guess like that's yeah, probably the only difference I think anyway is like
Yeah.
it's just because I've just that's all I've known. Like I
Yeah.
can see other people have all four working limbs and all that kind of stuff, but I'm like, yeah, this is the cards I've been dealt with, so
Mm.
just do what I want to do and yeah, try and find ways to adapt. And it's all I really know.
Well, I mean, since cerebral palsy is that sort of it's almost an injury to the brain when they're a little baby,
Yes.
and you live with it your whole life. Take us back to your childhood. What was it
Yeah.
like growing up with it in school? Did you feel different to your peers? What was your experience?
Yeah. Growing up, I was very self conscious and like probably still a little bit self conscious about now, but like it's only very minuscule, I guess. Like growing up, I used to think like, oh, why am I doing all this extra therapy when none of my mates have to do it? That was a big one.
Yeah.
So like every day after school, I'd go to um, the place where I went to do therapy, and then I would do OT, physio, speech, pathology as well, and
Oh
then
my god.
mum and dad as well, because they were just trying to find the best like therapy for me. They would like put me into different studies and all that kind of stuff, which was really cool. Um, so it was like my whole childhood was like going to therapy, trying to maximize what I do have and
Yeah.
build on that. And then, but mum and dad allowed me to do anything that I wanted to as well. So like they would put me in mainstream sport. Like I played footy, cricket. I was terrible at cricket, but I loved it. I raced motocross as well growing up. Probably not the safest thing, strapping
Wow.
my hand to a bike and letting me go over jumps and all that kind of stuff, but it's what it is. But yeah, I was very fortunate in that regard that I had a
Mm.
very supportive family.
And I think
But
that
yeah,
was important to you, right? Having that support network.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I, to be honest, probably I didn't really like therapy at all when I was a kid up until I was 13. And then just had a therapist that I connected with and she gave me like a different outlook on things. So that was cool.
Yeah.
But like growing up at school, sorry, I go on tangents, so I'll get back to the proper question.
That's all good.
Um, I think like growing up, I was self-conscious about it a lot. I used to wear long pants in summer, like in 35-degree heat because I wore an AFO. I didn't want to
Yeah.
seem different. But I'm like, these people have known me since I was like in kindy. They know I've got CP and they know I wear an AFO. But it's like, you know, you're like a
Yeah.
little bit self-conscious about it. And yeah, you just want to be normal. But then I guess like as you grow up, you realize there is no such thing as normal. And you just,
Yeah.
yourself and be the best person you can be and, you know, do what you enjoy doing. So
Yeah, but I think this is the hidden part of disability, right? Number
yeah,
one is that self-conscious, insecurities we all have as teenagers. It's sort of
yeah,
amplified when you have a disability and you already feel like I'm very different. And on
yeah.
top of that, you have so many therapies behind the scenes. And some of
Mm,
these are, injections and they're pulling this and pulling that. It's not all comfortable. So it's sort of, I don't want to say traumatic, but there's a lot going on that typically developing kid does not experience.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I forgot about all the Botox injections and then the few surgeries that I've had as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very I don't know if it was traumatic, but I hated going in for Botox and those huge needles, and
Yeah.
I used to hate, like, um, the anesthetic mask that they'll put on you as well, so, yeah, like
Yeah, it's a lot to get used to.
yeah, but then you kind of get ready for it every 6 months, so and
Yeah.
mum used to, like, try and prep me, like, the week before and was like, "You've got Botox next week, make sure you're gonna be fine," all this kind of stuff, and yeah, I used to, yeah, really dread it, so
I think that's where family support is so important. So
yeah,
from what I've heard, your parents really helped balance protecting you, but also encouraging your
yes,
independence.
very much
And do
so.
you think that's key for people with cerebral palsy?
Yeah, most definitely. Every family dynamic I understand is very different, and the support that yeah each parent gives is different as well, depending on which family you come from and all that kind of stuff. And but I was very lucky that my mum and dad they would do everything they could to, you know, maximize my mobility and my life just in general. Um,
Yeah.
and then I would be like, oh, I want to try this. So like racing motocross as a I think I was a teenager or like maybe 11 or 12 when I started. My brother was racing and mum and dad were like, "Oh, do you want to race as well?" I was like, "All right, yeah." I did, and then I loved it, and yeah, it was very dangerous, like, thinking back on it now. Um, like, I had multiple crashes, all that kind of stuff, but,
Oh
um,
God.
yeah, but they always just, like, threw me into the deep end. If I wanted to try something, they would let me try it. Like,
Yeah.
even if I didn't like, one of the biggest lessons they taught me was, like, even if you're not good at something or you don't like it, if you say you're gonna do it, like, give it your best crack and see it out type thing. So, like, I played T-ball when I was 10, I think, and I
Yeah.
hated it from, like, the first day because I had to, like I couldn't, like, catch the ball and throw, like, really quickly. I had to use all one hand, and they used to be like, "Just see out the season, and then, yeah, you don't have to do it anymore, but just try and see it out for as long as you can." And, yeah, just commit to it, so that was good. But, yeah, like
Yeah, I think it makes a difference though, having that support and sort of encouragement that,
mm,
yeah, like you've got some things that hold you back, but it shouldn't really hold you back. Just keep
yeah,
trying new things and see how
yeah.
you go.
And, like, I think from when I was a kid to what it's like, being a kid now is completely different. Like, you know, you've got the social media,
Mhm.
you've got I think there's a lot more fear in the world at the moment, and I
Yeah.
think with parents as well, like, you know, they wanna wrap their kids up in cotton wool, which is totally understandable. You don't want your child to get hurt, but it's almost like, you know, stunting their growth a little bit because, you know, you're not allowing them to explore things and I guess, see what they are capable of as well. And yeah, um, yeah, can't remember where I was going with that, but like, yeah,
No,
um, it's,
makes sense.
yeah. And like, I also get it from a parent's perspective is now is like cost of living so much higher and both parents are working all the
Yeah.
time. So it's easy to keep them like safe and doing things that, you know, they'll be okay with, which is totally understandable.
Mm.
But, you know, just
Yeah.
allow your child to push the boundaries a little bit, see what they are like physically capable of, and yeah, things that they enjoy doing as well. You just don't want to force them into stuff they don't
Yeah.
want to do, but yeah, just allowing that opportunity to grow.
Yeah. Absolutely. And when you were growing up in school, what about your teachers? Did they make a difference to you? And what kind of difference did it make when a teacher understood your disability?
It was great. Like I can't remember like a specific example, but you just get the vibes from a lot of your teachers. They would,
Yeah.
so I had an EA up until I think I was year two or year three, and they'll just help me cut
Yeah.
bits of paper and all that kind of stuff, which was actually really great because I hated that. But yeah, like they would always ask, like they'll just like ask me questions about how can I help you here, like what
Yeah.
you know what things I need extra help with. Um, like they got me involved at every opportunity they could, like even in sport class as well. I think there was one time I maybe failed sport because I couldn't do something, and mum and dad were super annoyed at that. But Um, yeah, like everyone, everyone was like, I was very lucky. Like people were just really respectful and try to make like they just basically treat me as part of the class. Like if I was being a bit of a wally in class, they would call me out on it too. So it's like, you know, I'm a normal person. It's just yeah,
Yeah,
like I
that's
felt
really I think
yeah.
that's so important.
I don't have really specific examples. I guess like during my high school exams, allowing extra time for me during those exams were
Mm,
really helpful, and they make those accommodations. Especially because I can't hold
yeah.
the paper still and all that kind of stuff. So,
Well, it's small
that
things, right? It's small
yeah,
things, but it makes a difference when a child is going to school that they feel included, they feel supported, that, that isolation from their peers is not growing, it's decreasing.
yeah,
So, I think it definitely helps support the development of a kid when you have really nice teachers around you who don't
yeah,
make you feel different. Yeah.
mm, yeah,
Let's go through your sport. You love sport and you do
yes,
martial arts and all that kind of things. First of all,
yeah.
how did you get into all of this?
So, like, I'll go back to when I was a kid. So, I loved I loved footy growing up and still love it now. Um, my grandma used to like, when I went over to her house, I would just ask her to, um, watch some footy. So I think she had, like, old tapes of matches she recorded, like, from the telly, and then she would just pop me in front of the
Yeah.
telly, and I'd watch the Eagles play for, like, almost the whole day. So it was good
Oh my
times. So that
god.
always sparked my interest, and then growing up, I just wanted to be a pro footy player or cricketer or race motocross professionally, all that kind of stuff. And then turns out, like, yeah, I didn't really think about all the CP stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I'll be able to do it for sure. And then, as you get older, you realize, oh, maybe not. But um, and then I go into para sports, so sport with a disability, I guess.
Mm.
When I was 12 or 13, I went to a Paralympic come and try day from Paralympics Australia and tried out all these different sports. And then, like, a couple of weeks later, you get a letter in the mail suggesting, like, what sports would be good for you. And it was athletics and table tennis at the time. And
Wow.
yeah, so I was like, I like athletics. It seems cool. And it was just running. So I was like, oh, yeah, I like running. So I did that for a bit. And then yeah, I went to a Paralympic Youth Games in Melbourne. It was an Australian one. Um, and
Yeah.
went with the WA team, and they were like, "Oh, athletics isn't until the end of the week. Do you want to try table tennis at the start of the week?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I did one table tennis lesson, and then yeah, played over in Melbourne that year, and got like I think it was like a few
Wow.
few weeks later, and got absolutely like smoked by everyone. Like they beat me quite comfortably. Um, and then I was like, all right, cool. That was fun. And then I, yeah, went and ran and did quite well in that, in the running side of things. And then, yeah, then a couple of months later, I was like, I wasn't really thinking about table tennis much at all. I was still like keen on being like a runner. And then I was playing footy in the backyard with my brother, and he tackled me. And I like to say without the ball, because we still have this debate today. He thought I had the ball, I did not. And anyway, broke my right ankle. So from there,
Oh
like
my
I was in a
god.
wheelchair for a couple of months because I couldn't use crutches on the left side. Um,
Yes.
and then yeah, like I started getting like some knee pain associated after my ankle got healed. Like I got Osgood Slatters.
Yeah.
So that stopped me running quite a bit. And then I was able to play table tennis, and then happened to like just keep training and got okay at
Yeah, and
that.
then
And
you got
then,
into other sports.
yeah, and then went into other sports that way, and then was able to, like, I just trained all the time and like in table tennis. And yeah, was lucky enough to represent Australia for about 8 years or so. And then,
Wow, that's incredible.
yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. And then, yeah, around that, so I competed until I was 23 in table tennis, and then, so that was in 2019, I stopped. I just, like, I I liked table tennis, but I didn't love it. It was something that I have to be good at, like, relatively good at.
Yeah.
And I felt like, I was letting people down if I stopped, but then my brother was like, "Oh, come try jiu-jitsu. You've been wanting to do this for a while. Come down with me." So my brother was training at an MMA gym at the time. I went there and yeah, I had one session and the coach said, "I'll see you tomorrow." And I was like, "Yep, okay." And then ended up just coming back. And yeah, then a couple of weeks after that, I basically had a chat with the Australian table tennis coach and I was like, I'm, I think I'm done. Like, I don't
Wow.
want to play table tennis anymore. I'm kind of liking this thing. Uh, and then,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So,
That's exceptional. I mean, this whole sports story, first of all, you do more sports than I ever have done in my life or wanna do. But
yeah,
how important is sports for you, especially
yeah,
with your disability? Do you find it empowering? How important is it to your life?
yeah. I guess it's like, yeah, empowering, I guess is a good word. For me, it's a lot of my social like connection as well. Pushing what I
Mm.
can and can't do physically as well. Just a lot of life lessons it's taught me over the years. Um, just like the dedication and the commitment you need to something to be good at that. Um,
Yes.
I think in combat sports as well, just trying to yeah make yourself a bit more comfortable with being in uncomfortable situations and spots as well. Um, Yeah, it's like it's just yeah. I don't know, I think it's, like, the commitment and then the people that you meet along the way has probably been, like, the biggest thing for me as well, and I guess
Yeah.
being close to my brother, um, especially, like,
Yep.
doing jiu-jitsu and all that, like, it made us closer and just I don't know, I've met some of my best mates through that as well,
Yeah.
and just some good
It's like
people.
community, right?
It is,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I guess that's kind of, like, the biggest things.
Yeah, and has there been any challenges, like stereotypes of disability that you've had to overcome with sport, or have you found it's been quite easy for you?
I guess it's more my insecurities. I don't think it's necessary from anyone else. It's like, you want to prove yourself that you're more than just an athlete with a disability. Like in like I guess I
Yeah.
go back to jiu-jitsu because that's what I'm doing at the moment. Um and like competing against able-bodied competitions like almost my whole career. I guess yeah. I'd say 99 of the people I compete against are able-bodied. So, like, I've got a chip on my
Yeah.
shoulder and, like, I'm gonna try and beat you no matter what. Like, I don't care if I got CP or not, I will, like, try to yeah, try to beat you. So, that competition and then I guess, like, I think some people were like, "Oh, can I, go for submissions on your left side?" I'm like, "Yes, please do, because otherwise other people are gonna do it in comps. I'm not gonna be able to defend it if I don't know how to." And, yeah,
Yeah.
people, try to, break my ankle or break my arm, like, I gotta learn how to defend it, so yeah,
Yeah,
and
wow.
I think if you avoid that side, you're not actually really, I don't know, being inclusive, so so to speak. It's like, um,
Yeah.
it's not, like, showing what the sport is all about, and yeah,
So it's
that's
never
my take.
stopped you. Your CP's never held you back in sports, which is so interesting.
I'd like to think so, like, I guess at times I'm like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't try that," but most of the time I'm like, "Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
give it a crack and, yeah, try and see what works." Yeah, and try and make it
Yeah,
happen.
that's amazing, and I wanna shift gears to talk about being a physio because I think that's incredible. Did your experience living with CP influence your decision to go into physio?
Yeah, so it was weird. I always wanted to go down the sports science route. So I did
Yep.
like bachelor's in sports science and I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to, be a sports scientist. And I did my master's degree in strength and conditioning as well because I was like, I want to work with pro athletes. And then
Yep.
I think it was like around COVID time, maybe, where I was like, I think maybe like I want to try and give back more to people with disability. And
Yep.
yeah, was seeing like what people were doing, like some of my old physios were doing with their own organizations. And yeah, I was like, this is cool. So I went back to study exercise physiology. And yeah, I was like, I want to work in the disability space. And yes, I was able to volunteer at the Healthy Strides Foundation with Dana. So she was
Yeah.
one of my like physios growing up as a kid. And yeah, would just follow her story and like how she goes about things. And I was lucky enough to volunteer for a couple of her programs. And then I was able to get a job there as like a participation officer, which was cool. Um, and then, yeah, just learn from her and her whole team. And yeah. And then as I was studying exercise physiology at the same time, I was able to put two and two together. And yeah, it's kind of
That's
led me here
amazing.
now. So yeah,
Yeah. What is it like being a physio whilst also having a physical disability yourself?
it's kind of cool. Like, so I've got the like, I guess I hate to say like real world experience with it or like that personal experience with it. Um, and then I've got the clinical knowledge as well.
Yeah.
So and like try it for me, it's like trying to figure out that part in the middle, which like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I guess like I kind of think of it like strength conditioning as like that the art of like the the coaching side as well as the science side and you bring it together. So it's like same with my personal experience
Yeah.
as well as like I guess like a bit of coaching or like teaching side. And then you've got the clinical knowledge as well and trying to bring it all together. But then for
Yeah.
me, I've got to realize as well, I think this is one of the biggest things I've learned from where I'm working at the moment. And Ability WA is like, it's finding that's like that my experience is my experience and then their experience is different.
Yeah.
Like the customers that we have, their experience is different. So trying to, yeah, leave my personal like beliefs a little bit to the side when and like just see
Yeah.
the customer for what it is in front of them, like what is in front of them and what their goals are
Yeah.
and
Do
their
you feel
experiences.
like people Yeah, sorry. I was gonna
Well, no,
say,
go ahead.
do you feel like people get not excited, but do they feel recognized knowing you have CP, or do you feel you
Uh,
get underestimated? Like, what's your experience?
I don't actually know to be honest. I think a few of them can relate to me a little bit more, which is cool.
Yeah.
I'm also quite goofy, so I think that kind of like helps me as well because I'm like I just try to be myself. I think a lot of people tend to be super serious, like you know when they're delivering
Yeah.
sessions, like not necessarily where I'm at, but like the company I'm at, but like in other areas as well. Like I've yeah, you just see people who are like, oh, okay, it's just very like clinical or just like okay, we've got a checklist of things we've got to do for you, and instead of just
Yeah.
seeing what's happening in front of you, creating that rapport, being a bit of the roof, like being vulnerable as well. I guess that's probably the biggest thing. Like it, I guess it is associated with my cerebral palsy as well. With it, it's like I'm vulnerable and I'm
Mm.
upfront with them about it as well. And I'm like, this is what helped me. We can try a couple of these things if it
Yeah.
works. If not, we can try other things. There's always ways around it. But then also, I guess, like, I don't know, maybe,
It's inspiring, to be honest. If
yeah,
I had a disability and I saw someone like me being a physio, helping others, I'd think, oh, yeah, there's so much I can do as well. So I think
yeah,
without even knowing it, I think you're inspiring a lot of people who come see you, especially the young ones, for
I
sure.
appreciate it.
Um,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do you navigate when you have fatigue? I mean, obviously your muscles do fatigue a little bit more, even pain or just your physical limitation. How do you navigate that with your career, with your interests?
That's probably not the best way, but like I just kind of like, um, I don't know, I just keep doing things. Like I think I've learned that rest is okay. But I'm like,
Yeah.
at the moment, like tweaked my neck a little bit. So I'm just like, I was going to train this morning and I was like, no, I should actually rest and get that sleep and actually recover.
Yeah.
Um, I guess like it's managing the fatigue is the most difficult thing for me is like, cause I feel like my brain's on most of the time. So whether it's
Yeah.
thinking about work, thinking about training, you know, all the other life stuff
Yeah.
that you have, like at the moment, like looking to buy a house as well. So that kind of stuff, all that stress all comes together. But it's like anyone else, right? It's you know, you try to make things work and you do the best you can with what you got. And lucky
But
enough
that
that
I think that's the eye opener, right?
yeah,
You have the general stress of being an adult, like whether it's taxes, buying houses, doing your job, but then you've also got this. not in the back of your brain, but you've also got a disability that you're not fighting with, but you're also learning how to cope with that. And I think that's kind
Yeah.
of hidden, that you're an adult plus extra almost, like you're doing a lot more than what I would, for example,
Um,
behind the scenes.
yeah, I guess so, but it's like, I don't know, I just kind of I think
You're
it's
used
what
to
I
it.
said before. It's like I kind of get used to it. And it's like it's my life. Like I don't
Yeah.
know any different. Like um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you've
I
got
do.
such a
Yeah,
positive outlook towards it though. And I think that is so um well inspiring, that you don't see yourself different. You don't see yourself of as having an hindrance in your life. You're like, no, this is how it is. I
yeah,
just make do. I do my general life. And I think that is something where people underestimate people with disability, right? Like they don't
yeah,
see them as everyday people often. But
yeah.
you're out here doing things, living your life. And I think that is really eye-opening for a lot of people.
I appreciate it. Like I do know I've got cerebral palsy, and it's like I do make jokes about it, which some people don't like, which is kind
As
of
you
funny and
should.
makes it even more funny for me. But it's like
Yeah.
I don't know, like if you can't laugh at yourself, then it's not if you can't laugh
Absolutely.
at these things in life, it's not fun. So
Yeah. And is there anything, living with CP and working in healthcare, do you wish there's something people understood more about cerebral palsy or living with disability?
um, I think it's pretty much just like treating them as like like normal. Like I hate using the word normal because no one is ever normal, but like you know,
Yeah.
I guess able-bodied people. I don't know what the best way to describe is.
Yeah,
Just treat
yeah.
them like you would your mate or like another client or customer that you work with, because they've got their quirks, their interests, you know, their own like personality as well, and they're much more than their
Yeah.
disability. Um, yeah, and yeah, just treat them like you would everyone else. But then like you've got the clinical knowledge as well. Like, okay, maybe we back off a little bit more here if they look super fatigued, or if they've had a huge week, or yeah, just yeah, all those like little nuances, like from your various
Yeah.
allied health degrees and that, men working with disability.
Yeah, like not to underestimate people with disability, because they really can do everything they want to do. And I
Yeah,
guess on the flip side, what is a message you would give to young people who are living with CP, who might be listening to this, or
yeah.
any other disability really? What message would you give to them about living with disability?
Jeez, that's a tough one. I guess just um, be you. I think is the biggest one. Is you've like if there's something you dream of doing, just give everything you can to it. Like and find a way. Whether it's like talking to different people, talking to your like therapists, your like family members, and just keep asking them if they're a little bit nervous. Just be like, it's my decision. I'll live with the consequences as well. It's like, yeah, I don't know, just in do what you enjoy doing as long as it's not harming anyone else. Do what you enjoy doing and be the best of you. I don't know. It's just, that sounded so corny, but yeah,
It sounds corny, but it's really important for people to
yeah,
hear,
I think
right? Like,
yeah, just give it a
do what
crack.
you want to do.
Yeah, do what you want
Yeah.
to do, and I think just give it a crack. And be a good person. I don't know, like that's kind of what I try to go by.
Yeah.
As simple, yeah,
Absolutely. Like you don't let your disability hold you back. And I think it should be the same for them, like you're not defined by your disability. There's so much
mm,
more to you, and you can do
yeah,
whatever you want, really. Yeah.
yeah. Nah, definitely.
And what are your goals like for your future, personally,
Ooh.
professionally? What's the next thing you got your
Okay.
eye on?
Definitely owning a house in the next few months. So yeah, I've got to
Yeah.
do a few things for that today, which is exciting. And then my boss is at work. I am coming into work, by the way. It's so um yeah. Um so SJ, yes, I am going into work. Yeah, so um so that's like a big personal goal for me. It's like because I've had like I guess
Yeah.
all my goals before in the past have been like, okay, getting through uni, doing sport, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's like a little bit more time to like, I don't know, not grow up isn't the right word, but it's like do those other things in life, I guess, that
Yeah.
I haven't really done. So, and I've wanted to own my own home for a while now, and I've been saving up for a very long time. So putting that into fruition
Yeah,
is pretty cool.
wow.
Um, and then
Yes.
depending on that situation, how that goes is I'd love to compete in jiu-jitsu overseas again. So
That's crazy. That's actually
yeah,
nuts.
so yeah, I was thinking maybe Abu Dhabi at the end of the year, depending on how money goes. But if not, I'll just compete in Australia and yeah, just keep pushing
That's
myself that way.
incredible.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think you also have a lot of independence, which a lot of people assume people with cerebral palsy don't have. Um, have you had to fight for that independence, or has it come
Mhm.
sort of naturally to you?
I guess at times like I have to because like there's some people like I don't know some people you meet and they just think you can't do much, and I'm like just literally like walk with a little bit of a limp and like my hand looks a little
Yeah.
bit like a claw. So it's like I don't know. It's just uh like it's those things. But I guess like I'm very fortunate to have the parents I have as well to like allow me like growing up to do what I want to do. Um, Although sometimes I think, the Italian mothers are just like, so my mom's half Italian, so she's very much
Yeah.
like, I'm still her little boy and she'll try to do heaps of stuff for me. But like, that's just mums in general as well. But,
Yeah,
yeah, like I
yeah.
haven't like, I'm fortunate I do fight for myself, but then also I've got a good support network that fight for me too. So
That's so good. It's the balance of both, hey, like,
yeah,
having the right people around you when you need it, but
yeah,
still feeling like you can do whatever you want and, again, that disability doesn't hold you back, and it's not sort of tying you to others for the rest of your life. I think that's so important.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Connor, for sharing your story with us. I think that's really inspiring, eye-opening that, you know, disability doesn't define who you are. You've got one. That's the way life goes. But you're living your best life and you're enjoying every part of it. And that is a message I hope our listeners take back today. And also not to underestimate people with disability because there's a lot that they can do, provided you give them the right support and guidance in life. So
yeah.
thanks so much, Connor, for coming on board and sharing your story.
No worries. Thank you for having me. It's been awesome. And thank you.